I'm Mary.
And I'm Jenny.
Couldn't get enough of our podcast?
Well, all right. Here's one more bite. Okay, Mary, I have a question for you. Have you ever or do you subscribe to any of those home delivery service boxes from farmers?
Okay, so right now I do not, but I have in the past. So a few years back, I did subscribe. And, I'm going to be honest, I loved it because you get this fresh produce coming directly to your door. If you're the type of person that doesn't meal plan, then this is probably the best service for you. If you like to experiment with different vegetables, that's what I found. Is it introduced me to a couple of different ones that I had never tried before. I tried cooking, but it was difficult at times because I would get some produce that I probably wouldn't use a lot of. And as much as I want to support local, that service itself just wasn't working for me. But I do support when I go to farmers markets and as much as I can. What about you?
I have never subscribed to one of those boxes. Of course, unless you count that I have gone to volunteer on a farm before and have been compensated, if you will, with a box of some amazing produce, which I had to work for, though, because I had to pick it and help harvest or help plant. So.
Right.
And
which is what, I love doing that.
Yes. Yeah. So, I know we both have gardens that we like to fiddle around in the summertime, but have you ever gone bigger scale than that and spent time on a farm?
Have I ever gone bigger scale? No, I have not, but I have spent some time on a farm because when we shot the documentary, we filmed the documentary, A Taste of the Prairies in Edmonton, I got to work for a day on a farm. Let's just say I was not the greatest at it because it was like a fish out of water at times. You're plucking a city girl, literally me, who's never been on a farm, and putting her in the center of a farm and saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. And we did get to do some planting, which I loved. And they explained that all to me. Apparently they would not hire me because I wasn't fast enough. I'm just joking. It was... I tried. They would not hire me. So I'm not at that level. But what about yourself?
So as I mentioned, I have volunteered on a farm a few times. And I just find it so fascinating to work alongside the farmers and learn about what they're growing and their processes. And just seeing, the whole circle, right? From the ground to the kitchen to the table, it's pretty phenomenal and something I highly recommend.
I get it. Now you're being nice and the whole thing. But be honest. Was it weird for you? The whole soil thing on the hands and the getting right in there. Did you have a little bit of an icky moment? Okay.
I didn't have an icky moment. I did have one hell of a sore back moment the next day, though, let me tell you. That was something my body was certainly not used to.
Yeah, see, for me, I can get my hands in that dirt, no problem, but I can't have bare feet on grass. I'm an anomaly. I don't know what to say, but I can't walk on grass with bare feet, but I can put my hands in dirt, no problem.
All right. I will remember that if we're ever at a backyard party together.
Everyone, take off your shoes. Watch Mary freak.
So I guess you're not into that whole, grounding with the earth ritual either.
No, I'm not even going to pretend I am. Everyone do your own thing, but I definitely cannot do that.
All right, we're digressing here a little bit, but
Okay.
one of the things, speaking of farms, is the whole idea of eating things that are local and in season. So right now in Ontario, we've got some pretty interesting vegetables that are in season. Things like Brussels sprouts, parsnips, radishes, beets, squash, carrots. Do you cook with any of these? Do you enjoy eating these vegetables? What's your take on these fall flavors right now, Mary?
Yes, and yes to all of it. I love Brussels sprouts. Parsnips. This is starting to feel like the Mary interview, Jenny. I'm so going to turn this on you in a second because I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking which I mean, usually I don't mind because I love to chat, but I need to hear from you. So I've done Brussels sprouts. I've done them so many different ways. My favorite way, and I'm not going to lie, would be roasting them. It's just they get this beautiful caramelization to them, and it almost brings a little bit of a sweetness in them.
Absolutely. Okay, here's a
Right?
question. Bacon when you roast your Brussels sprouts?
I do. I change it up. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
bacon's bacon. I love bacon, yeah, but I always change it up. I never do. I do recipes more than once, but I do change it up quite a bit because I mean, Brussels sprouts are Brussels sprouts, and honestly, they are versatile though because there's so many ways you can make them. In a
It's so true.
salad, you roast them, you boil them, you saute them, and just so many things with Brussels sprouts. We got parsnips, radishes, roasting radishes, beautiful.
Oh, I've
I
never
love.
roasted radishes.
Oh, Jen, you got to try a game changer.
Really? I know. I
Roast
usually
some
just like
radishes.
slice them up, into my salads raw. I've never cooked them.
Honestly, I've even put them in with like some, when you do that big roast, like a sheet pan filled with all kinds of vegetables, and you add some root vegetables in there, get some radishes in there. Cut them, quarter them up, pop them on your sheet with everything else. You will love it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely try that. Squash, the huge. We got acorn, we got butternut, we got all kinds of squash. Squash is beautiful. And then we've got carrots. And the reason why I kind of led up to this is because I've got my own little story with carrots. Because we've
Yes, please
talked
share
about
with
it.
our listeners.
This was the first year I decided to plant carrots. Okay? I've got above ground planters. And actually mine they're higher up, so I don't have to bend over. Old age is ugly. So when I planted them in my planter in the backyard. I was so excited. And in August, I went and they had these beautiful green stalks to them. Pulled one out and it was the size of my index finger. And honestly, I don't know what, I thought it was going to be all done in 1 month. Seriously. So then, I was a little late in planting them because I had something else there. Anyway, long story short, waited another month. We are now at the beginning of November. I went and I pulled one the other day because now the stalks are so green. They're so tall, nice and strong. Pulled it out. It's now the length of my palm. So I think I can say with confidence that I'm going to have some amazing roasted carrots at Christmas.
Hey, at least you tried, Mary. That's all I have to say.
What did you try? What did you try in your garden this year?
Just the usual for me. I didn't venture out into carrots. So for me, it was, the typical eggplant, tomatoes, peppers, lettuces. So nothing too out of the ordinary. But maybe
I
maybe
noticed
I'll
you
give
didn't say
carrots.
peppers.
I did
I noticed
say
you didn't say
peppers. Did I
peppers.
not say peppers?
Did you say peppers?
I think I did.
Maybe
say
because I was
peppers.
storing this one. I shelved it. I'm taking it down off the shelf. I still have your Thai chili plant here
Oh, jeez.
that you were supposed to pick up with your calabrese peppers. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move it along.
All right. I apologize. I will be by at some point to pick them up, Mary. That was a little more sauce from us two sassy ladies, Mary Mamalidi and Jenny Arena.
Pretty tasty stuff, right?
Didn't catch the whole conversation? You can find Eating Homegrown on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, or your favorite platform.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Bits and Bites Show or for more at bitsandbitesshow.com.